stepping back is one thing, but this is why the program that I have is a framework because we need to work on different aspects. So, being in your feminine, creating space is definitely something that helps. But in order to have that very, very quick effect that I got, that my clients get, like I literally have the only program in the world, as far as I know of, that guarantees results. And so it really works, but it has many ingredients. And another big ingredient that I want to talk about is self love. And self love has nothing to do with self confidence. Let's start here because very often we think that the two are interchangeable. They're not. And so women who come to me are usually very confident. Why? Because confidence is external. It's the belief that whatever I set my mind to in life, I can achieve. So I will put in the hard work, I will do what it takes, and I'll make it happen. And it happens, right? Because we're smart, we're strategic, we plan for it, and we're not afraid to roll up our sleeves and do the work. But self love, on the other hand, is internal. It's how we see ourselves on the inside. Like when you take away all of the achievements and all of the nice clothes and all of the travel and all of the admiration that we might be getting from society for our success, it's what we truly believe that we deserve, even if we didn't have those things that we build. And this is very often where there's a big disconnect for my clients. And so this then dictates how they show up to dating. So even when they try to step back, what they inspire in men, it's very difficult for them to inspire not just commitment, but that sort of you're my princess, I want to spoil you type of behavior. And let me share a story which again I think is just so powerful in my own life with my partner. So I was doing a Q&A as I do on Instagram sometimes, and someone asked, I just keep getting asked out on these dates that are a walk in the park or a date in a coffee shop in between meetings, and I can just tell they're trying to be cheap and time efficient with me. So basically they're interviewing me and it doesn't feel good. So what do I do? How do I decline it in a polite way? Basically the question was like, how do I stay in my feminine energy when I get this without micromanaging and being like, I don't want you to do this, ask me out to a proper place. And so I started writing my answer, and my partner goes, Laura, but these men are right. You have to be like time efficient and financially efficient. Like as a man, you have to go on many dates in order to like find the one. So obviously you're not going to be spending loads on every date you go. And I just turned around and I was like, do I even know you? Like, who are you? Like, this is not the generous man that I got to meet. And just to be clear, it started from the beginning. It wasn't that again I earned my way, and since date 5 he was like, actually, you know what, you're worth it, let's do something nice now. No, it was from the get-go. So I asked him, I was like, okay, so you say you would give the same advice to your male friends, just take them on a cheap date and see what happens, but you were never cheap with me. Why? And he was like, Laura, yeah, but with you, I knew it was different. With you, I was just afraid to be cheap because I knew I had to get it right. I didn't want to risk that you will think that I'm cheap or low effort or don't care. And so I was always putting my best foot forward. And why was that? Because I was very healed, and my self-love, so my self-confidence always very high, but my self-love was very often in a very bad state, especially after all bad dates. So after that year of a break, my self-love was at a very high and stable place. And that's something that's beyond verbal communication. It does show up, of course, but it's almost like on an energetic level, like men can feel it just the way you speak with them, that that you don't have the time for any nonsense. And so, and when I approach it from the perspective of, I don't have the time for interviews, like I'm not interviewing anybody, but also I'm not getting interviewed. I never had to say it that way because that's a very masculine way of thinking, but he could sense it. And so the point of the story is, even my perfect guy, my dream man, who is the dream man to me. Maybe other women that dated him, maybe for them, he was the typical stingy German. I don't know.
That's funny.
It's
Stingy
not just
German.
about, yeah, it's not just about the men, is what I'm trying to say. That's the prime example of being in your feminine. You inspire certain actions in men.
Okay, okay, okay. So there are two things I want to drill down into here. Number one is, how does it feel? What does life look like when your self-love bucket is full? Yeah, how do you know that, okay, yeah, I'm doing really well now. I have I have abundant self-love and it matches my self-confidence.
It feels safe. It feels quieter. The way it would show up for me on a very practical level, I stopped using phrases like, oh, it's just me, so I don't know, I'll save the good bottle of wine for when I have company, but it's just me, so I can choose the one I like the least, it's fine. Or I wouldn't buy myself fresh flowers, even though I love to have flowers, and just pretty things in general in my space. But I would be like, it's just me. I live on my own. Like, no one's gonna see it, just me. So what's the point? And as you progress on that journey, you start treating yourself as you would someone you really love. And so you wouldn't say to someone you really love, oh, it's just you, you get crappy stuff.
It's just you. Yeah, have bread and cheese. We're not going to any nice dinner, okay?
It's these little things that we start prioritizing, because very often it's almost like we put off certain things. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll do this when I earn it, either by achieving something, or I will do this when I'm in a relationship. I will feel soft and secure and taken care of, and I'll look after myself more when I'm in a relationship. I'll start doing my nails regularly when I'm in a relationship, because then somebody, then it will be worth it. Somebody will see it. Well, I see my nails all the time. I see my loungewear all the time in my pajamas. So, yes, I'm going to get the nicest stuff I can get because I'm with myself all the time. I want to look pretty for myself. And it sounds like such a simple thing, and it might not resonate with everybody, but very often when I speak with my clients, when we have the sort of loungewear pajamas conversations, they're like, Laura, you called me out because I still sleep in my sort of t-shirts from university. Because it's just like, I just don't have the time to prioritize shopping for it, for example, or booking a massage, or doing something just for fun, for it not to be oriented towards any result,
It's just for you.
just for you, just for your pleasure. And so definitely that. And also feeling very secure in knowing that the right person will come, that will be coming from the inside, from, like, it's not even that I've healed, but I activated that magnetism in me, that charisma, that brilliance. I love myself so much. It basically comes from like falling in love with yourself first, without me going on a whole tangent and like giving you a million examples. It's about, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, wow. And you're the shit. And it's not even about looks. It's about, I love you. I love your micro expressions when you make a joke, or like, like for example, something I really had to come to terms with and like embrace. That's also a big part of like building up self-love, was one, my accent, which I hated for the longest time. And I was just like, this definitely puts me at a disadvantage, against all of these other like English women here in London. Or what else? The fact that, like, like, I talk a lot, I'm quite loud, I speak with my hands. For some people it's too much, but again, that's fine. It's all a matter of perspective. For some, like, for my partner, this is perfect. He loves it. On our first date, he said, you should have a podcast. I would listen to it every single day, because I just, I love how expressive you are. For some men, it's like, Jesus Christ, please just stay away. I need someone who's more who's more reserved because I want to be the one who does the talking. And that's how it goes with everything. Like you can look from that perspective on everything. For some men, you'll be too skinny, you'll be a twig, you'll be disgustingly skinny, and for some men you'll be tiny and petite like a model. For some guys, you'll be overweight, and for some guys you'll be curvy in all the right places. And so we could go on with these examples, but at the bottom of it, it is about not just tolerating who you are or accepting it, it's about embracing and loving and highlighting it, being proud of it.